Probably not our most efficient day. You saw us on offense get behind the sticks plenty on early downs. Second and long, third and long isn't how you want to operate during the course of the game. So we have plenty of things that we can continue to improve on, but the message I told those guys is half the teams in the country got beat today. And so there is no such thing as a bad loss. We can learn from a bad win. We can learn from every situation, and I know we'll have our guys' attention next week. This was probably good for us at this point of the year. And I'm looking for our seniors to continue to help us create a little bit of energy. I didn't like where we were, continued to harp on it, but when you're dealing with 18 to 21-year-olds, it gets tough at times. So we'll move forward. Excited about Coach Braun and his staff did an outstanding job, and really, really pleased with how Code Green played today, especially when you have a game dedicated to you. You better come out ready to play. And you look at the numbers. You think it's the same old Bison, 400 or 450 yards offense, but as I told you guys against Cal Davis, you don't get bonus points for yards. You got to be able to finish some drives, and that was the deal today. We just couldn't finish drives, and we got to snap the ball better on field goals. We can't airmail it back there. So we got plenty of things to work on, and guess what? We're going to practice on Monday. I'll open it up to questions at this time.
Matt, was there one glaring thing just watching from the sideline on offense on why things were struggling for you?
I got to give credit to Missouri State. I thought they did an outstanding job. They had a great game plan. Coach Stet, you don't coach in the SEC for a number of years or in the Big 12 and win Big 12 championships and be a bad coach. And so I'm sure he's involved in the defensive plan that they have. They did an outstanding job. They were bringing pressure from the field routinely. We struggled to stop it. And then they did a great job of tackling us in the open field. We weren't able to break any tackles. And as I said before, when it's 2nd and 12, 3rd and 10, you really minimize the playbook that you have available, and it gets tough.
You feel like there's a lack of energy or lack of focus from your guys today?
I didn't feel like a lack of focus. Thought we had a good week. Potentially the latter, maybe a little bit of lack of energy, and that's on me. It's my job to get these guys ready to go, but I challenge the seniors as well. I need their help. I need the 10, 12 seniors we have to help me get these guys locked in and ready to go.
What was it about your defense that shut them out?
I think we did a nice job. I thought Coach Braun and his staff did a great job of making some adjustments during the course of the game. They were giving us some 0-2 personnel, empty. There was a threat. They abandoned the run game. There was a lot of RPOs. We changed our leverage during the course of the game. We were playing outside leverage early. Then we jumped and played inside leverage, started taking away the slant. And so, I thought they did a really good job. And they kept them off balance on 3rd down. We played some big zone. We played some man. We brought some pressure. And I think that will help us going forward because teams have to prepare for all those different looks as well.
You ended up with some fresh faces on the defensive line. What was going on with Tuska? And then how did you feel like Mostert played and even some of those other guys that don't get a lot of time?
I can't make a comment about how guys individually played. Derek it was a hamstring issue that kind of popped up on Monday. Could he have went? Yeah, but we felt comfortable with our depth. We felt comfortable with the guys that we had. There's a reason why we recruited the Mostert twins. And to get those guys out there in this sort of game, get them under the lights a little bit, and it'll only help us down the road as they continue to understand their role on the team. So we'll have Derek back. He'll be ready. And like I said, he could have went, and it was my call that we're going to sit him today, and we're going to put the pressure on some other. Spencer Waege, Cole Cars had to play a little bit of defensive end, and those guys did an outstanding job.
What made Jackson Hankey successful today? Was there anything specific, or he just his day?
I think Jackson Hankey's had a really good year so far. You're talking about a young man that came to us as a walk-on, North Dakota tough kid, and earned a scholarship, and just did a nice job of making tackles, knew the game plan front and back, and can communicate everything. There was a number of times where we'd go through 3 different checks because they'd look to the sideline, they'd step a tight end on or off, and our call was all based on, was it 4x1, tight end on, tight end off, and he did an outstanding job of being able to relay that, and that's one of the things that he does such a good job. He's a student of the game, and just a physical, tough kid, and we need more of those guys.
You mentioned Waege stepping up. He had 2 sacks on 3rd downs. How big is it to be able to get off the field in this situation?
Well, it's always big, especially when you're maybe sputtering a little bit on offense. You just got to keep getting them the football and see if we can get some rhythm going. And that was the thing that we were just lacking a little bit. I thought we had a good week. We had a good plan. But again, like I said in there, 18 to 21-year-olds, sometimes it's up and down like the stock market, and you just got to be able to handle it and keep getting them better.
Do You notice something energy-wise as the game was going on, specifically on offense, say hey, after it's 15-0, that things may have hit a valley?
Potentially, but I'm going to watch the film before I just make any bold statements. Dom, I think our kids still play hard. Now, you got to give credit to Missouri State. They play hard too, and they have scholarship kids on their football team, and they had a good plan and maybe a little bit different than what we expected. But give me a chance to watch the film first before I make a evaluation.
How do you feel like the quarterback and even just the other younger offensive guys were kind of handling things mentally or emotionally when they were sputtering a little bit and consecutive punts, things like that?
Well, it is what it is. I sit here and look, Trey Lance, 21 of 31, 225 yards. If we end up winning 40-0, we're all hooting and hollering in here about what a good day it is for a redshirt freshman. So, you only got sacked once again. Where he's not getting hit a whole bunch. We had to get probably a little bit more quarterback run game than we wanted to going into the game, just because we were sputtering, and that's a huge weapon for us. Is his size and his ability to make those decisions quickly and get downhill on some of the quarterback run game. But and then unfortunately we had an injury to Zach Mathis. So. Again, excited for a guy like Jacob Lippy. That's why he's been dressing every game. True freshman for us from Wisconsin, and he's going to have to step up and give us some quality reps going forward. Cole Jacobs, young man from Benilde St. Margaret down in Minneapolis, starting to see him start to show up a little bit more, finishing blocks downfield, catching the football. That's an added bonus for us. Maybe something we didn't anticipate going into the season.
You know what the injury to Zach is?
Don't at this time.
Does it feel odd to win 22-0 and put up 450 yards of offense and be answering questions about what went wrong today?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. So I know you guys well enough. I've been around right now. I knew, but that's, again, there's no such thing as a bad win, and I'm going to go home and enjoy this one, and we're going to get back to work tomorrow. But and I told the same thing to those guys. Half the teams in the country got beat. We didn't. We won. We should enjoy it, but we'll learn from it. We're still a hungry team. And there's a lot of guys that don't have a ton of game reps under their belt, but this is a learning moment for us, and we got to use it that way.
Chance and the kids are looking ahead to South Dakota State next week.
I didn't even know who we were playing next, we didn't say one thing about it, but I do know they know now.
What was the hitch in the operation for field goal?
I thought the snaps were too high. Yep, and it frustrated me. So if we're going to snap them high, then let's go for it on fourth down.
Matt, anything with Ty Brooks? He didn't play in the second half.
I think a lower leg injury. I think he could have. Just trying to be smart. We were up at the time. We have plenty of football ahead of us, hopefully, especially 5 games in the regular season. Let's make Ty's a critical part of what we do offensively. He's a great leader. And I can't say enough. I can't give him enough praise. And shoot, he's right there on the sideline cheering, getting those guys going. And so you can feel his energy when he's on the sideline.
Yeah, I thought the defense, played really well today. We had a good scheme coming into the game. And we were able to execute it at a high level. A lot of what made us successful today is that we made them kind of a one-dimensional offense. I believe they had pretty few rushing yards, and a lot of that falls on our defensive line. Those guys do a fantastic job, and there was multiple times today I went to fit a gap, and there was no gap there for me to fit. And that's a credit to the defensive linemen we have up front and how hard they play. So.
What was coach's message after the game, Spencer? You guess this is not a normal NDSU type dominant victory, and what did the coach have to say to you guys?
Any win in the Valley is a tough one to come by, and so we were all happy with the win. And yeah, there's always things that we can improve on week to week, but any win's a good win.
Spencer, you see the offense struggle the way it did today. Is this a game you say for the defense? Okay, we're gonna have to put this one on our shoulders to win today.
I think with it being the Code Green game, I think the entire defense knew defense has to play some of their best ball this week, and I think we did a pretty good job at that. There's always things that we can improve on.
Playing mostly defensive end today. You've been kicked inside a lot, but without Derek and without some of the other ends, you played a lot of outside.
What was the start of that? I can't catch it.
Just said, did you have fun playing your old spot at defensive end more today than normal?
Oh, yeah. D and D tackle, I enjoyed playing them both, but yeah, it was fun just to kind of be on the edge today.
You got the second half today. What did you do to be able to get home and get the team off the field?
Secondary held him enough time he held onto the ball, and it was just enough time for me to get home, and so credit to the secondary on it.
How important is a shutout for you guys?
It's something we put a lot of emphasis on early in the week. We haven't had one this year, and our goal coming into the game was to get a shutout. So to be able to accomplish that is definitely a good feeling.
Trey, what was the message from Coach Entz after the game, and describe the feelings? Does it feel like a different kind of win today?
A win's a win. You know, that's kind of how we treat everything here. You know, never take a win for granted is, you know, the biggest thing I think I've learned from, you know, Easton and even the seniors this year. So, you know, half the teams in the country lost. You know, and we were grateful enough to be not on that side of it. So, you know, obviously I don't think we scored as many points as, you know, we wanted to. But we had a lot of yards of offense. And I think we were pretty dynamic still, made a lot of explosive plays. You know, just finish a little better. You know, just goes back to the little things, making a couple of those third down plays. You know, maybe a couple too many penalties. It set us back. You know, maybe in a 3rd and long, we should have been in 3rd and 2, 3. But yeah, a win's a win. We're going to be thankful for that.
Did you anticipate throwing 31 times coming into the game? That's a lot for an NDSU quarterback.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that would have been the case. But you know, just try to be as successful as we can, as efficient as we can in the pass game. You know, that's one of the biggest things that we preach. And I think Coach Roll did a great job of play calling, a lot of efficient plays, a lot of easy throws, and the guys made some big plays.
On the 4th and 3, you guys were in kind of a heavy set. Did you see Josh, because he was pretty open in the end zone, or was your mindset just, hey, I can get the first down?
It was actually Gindy, but yeah. So that would have been his 6 for 6, 6 catches, 6 touchdowns. But yeah, my mindset was get the first down. You know, I got to get the first down regardless. Maybe if it was a choice down, it might have been a little different, a little slower to tuck it and run. But if I knew I could get the first down, you know, I was going to tuck it and go get it. Yeah.
To have a game like this where it's not as dominant offensively?
You know, I don't know if it was as much fun, but you know, at halftime we talked a little bit about, you know, sometimes it felt like we were losing almost, you know, but we were, you know, kicking butt offensively, just didn't finish drives. But you know, I think it was big, just, you know, another game handling adversity. So you know, it was big going into next week. We'll be ready to go.
Let a couple of deep throws get away from you at some point in this game. What can you say about those throws that you just couldn't connect on today?
It's got to be better, more efficient in the pass game. You know, there was a good defense, really talented, especially up front. You know, did a lot of different things, gave us a lot of different looks, but you know, it's gonna try to get better every week.
Fun to get Braylon out there. You excited about maybe working with him?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been getting a lot of reps in practice, a lot of great reps. You know, super talented, dynamic dude, almost like a little Jimmy Kaporis out there. Guys call him Shep on the team. You know, he sounds a lot like Shep. You know, just kind of how he handles himself, which is a huge compliment to him.
Crazy expectations at NDSU. I mean, you just said it almost felt like you were losing at halftime and you were up 15-0. You guys were moving the ball over the place, just weren't scoring. How do you deal with that expectation week to week?
Just taking it one game at a time. You know, we taught, you know, from the day we step on campus to never take a win for granted, never overlook a team. You know, I really don't think we did that going into the game. You know, the score might look like we weren't ready to play, but I mean, we were efficient. You know, just a couple too many little mistakes, I think, were the biggest thing. You know, we took care of the ball. We were efficient. We made a lot of plays. You know, just the little things, I think, goes back to, you know, those a lot of points left out there.
There's a lack of energy or anything, or was it just a no?
No, I don't think so at all. Coach Entz talked about it, you know, how he was asked that in his interview going into halftime. You know, what are you going to do about the energy? And I think that we were confident and, you know, making plays the whole time. I don't think the energy was the issue. You know, from the start to finish. I think, you know, just like I said, just the little things just left a lot of points out there in the red zone.
We have South Dakota State up next. That's the big one.
We're ready to go. Most important game of the week, you know, because it's the only game that week. We'll be ready to go. We're going to do everything we can to go 1-0 next week.
So this game was the week was all code green. Defense got all the love. Did you guys feel a little slighted? You want yellow or something? Or?
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad this week. It was a lot of fun. I think that Coach Entz did a great job of, you know, maybe giving us a new level of energy going into this week with it. But, you know, it was a lot of fun to mix it up.
How comfortable does it make you feel? You know, you weren't finishing drives, but yet, you know, your defense is out there shutting them down. I don't think they got past your 45 offensively. Does that give you a little cushion, a little comfort?
Yes. Anytime the other team doesn't score, it's a really good feeling, you know, offensively. Even especially when they don't even get close to scoring. But I think that just credit to our defense, our defensive staff. Just how hard they play, how hard they work, you know, day in and day out, and our defense is really good.
Do you feel like that affects you as far as making decisions that won't result in turnovers, just in the back of your mind, knowing that more than likely your defense is going to get a stop, so don't do something you shouldn't?
I think that's kind of just the mindset that, you know, the coaches and, you know, the older guys have just helped me. You know, guys like Zeb and Noah. I know I don't talk about them as much as I should. give them as much credit as they deserve because they're on the sideline helping me. You know, I wouldn't be able to do this without them, but they're just keeping me confident. And, you know, just Zeb's always reminded me just make the smart play, you know, and like Coach Entz always talks about, ending every drive with a kick is a good thing.